What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day. Remember, before we get to those pitches, hit that subscribe button and join Ninja Nation, the best baseball community on YouTube. In fact, I'm going to give you a second to hit subscribe right now. And now, without further ado, here are my filthiest pitches of the day. I'm going to start with Drew Rasmussen, who had 9 Ks in 5 1/3 innings, giving up only 1 run, and he's been pitching really well lately. He showcased these cutters and sliders, and of course his fastball, and here's an overlay of all 3 of those pitches, and you can see what makes him so tough to hit. He looks a little like a guy who hears voices in his head, but is pitching like an ace. His ERA this season, 2.77. Jamison Tyone had 2 Ks in 6 innings, giving up only 1 run, and had this curveball. Lance Lynn had 8 Ks in 6 innings, thanks to his fastball and breaking balls, and amazingly, and somewhat disappointingly, no real cussing or K-struts. Marco Gonzalez had 4 Ks in 6 innings, thanks to these changeups. Luis Garcia had this quick pitch 96-mile-an-hour painted fastball. Well, at least it's a quick pitch compared to his usual windup. He had 5 strikeouts in 5 innings. Jacob deGrom had another outstanding outing. He went 6 innings with 9 Ks, nice, and had these absolutely amazing sliders. When his slider is on, it is pure artwork. In fact, I'm pretty confident that deGrom can hit his spot from 60 feet 6 inches better than I could if they let me walk all the way up to the plate and put the ball wherever I wanted to. He had several White Castle specials, and it's no wonder. He's got a 52.9% whiff rate on that slider, and he throws it about 43% of the time. But it's not like hitters are doing much better against his fastball. He throws that about 49% of the time, and opponents are only hitting 121 against his fastball with a 31.4% whiff rate. Truly, pick your poison. Thanks to this amazing stuff, deGrom has the highest strikeout percentage over any 22-game span in the history of baseball since we've been tracking pitches. Yes, that's right, better than Pedro and better than the big unit. And check out these amazing fastball and slider overlays. You can barely tell it's an overlay until you see those pitches separate. Hitting against deGrom is a pure guess, and even if you guess right, you're probably still going to K. deGrom now has 46 Ks in 29 innings this year with a .55 whip. Justin Dunn was facing off against Aaron Nola and had this nasty curveball, but my filthiest pitcher of the day was Aaron Nola. Yeah, I could have gone with deGrom, but let's switch it up a little because Aaron Nola had 11 strikeouts in a shutout. Nola had a dazzling array of two-seamers and his disgusting knuckle curves. He absolutely painted with that two-seamer that ran up to 21 inches. And when you pair it with those knuckle curves, well, it's unhittable. I mean, look at these overlays and you can see what hitters have to deal with. That movement and tunneling is obscene. And looking at this, you can see why opponents are only hitting 206 against that knuckle curve and 172 against that two-seamer. Just a dominant outing by Aaron Nola. Now on to my filthiest relievers. Lucas Litke had these nasty breaking balls. Kervin Castro had these swords, both in the same at bat. The rest of his appearance didn't go so well as he gave up a home run to Goldschmidt, but he always has this. Cue the trumpets. Edwin Diaz had this 100-mile-an-hour fastball and 93-mile-an-hour slider overlay, and here's an overhead view of his 101-mile-an-hour fastball. You can really see how fast 101 miles an hour gets on you. Seth Lugo had this curveball with 3,417 RPMs, and here's an overlay of that curveball with his fastball, and you can see how fast that drops. Just a total buzzsaw. Andres Munoz had these 6 sliders, and here's an overlay of his slider and his 100-mile-an-hour fastball. You can really see why he has a 52% whiff rate on that slider. Felix Bautista had these disgusting splitters, and I'd like to say I was used to it, but every time I see it, I'm amazed anyone can hit that. Okay, they really don't. Opponents are only hitting .071 against that splitter with a 54% whiff rate. I usually don't feel sorry for hitters, but I do feel kind of bad for Luis Robert trying to hit against Felix Bautista with only one good wrist. He was clearly hurt the whole game, and I'm not sure why he was allowed to hit against Bautista. I mean, he's impossible even if you were totally healthy. Kudos for Robert for trying, but since he was obviously injured, I'm not sure he should have been given that chance. But my filthiest pitch of the day, that was this 101.5 mile an hour two-seamer from Jordan Hicks. Oh my God, what are you supposed to do with this? My thumb would be in a million pieces if I even tried to catch it. And here's that two-seamer overlaid with Hicks's slider. Try to hit that, forget about it. And now, my pitching ninja moment of zen. It doesn't get any more zen than a dude dancing with broccoli. I do love that broccoli guy appreciated me tweeting him out. And I also love that one of y'all correctly picked this as my moment of zen today. Solid work, Wally. What is up, Ninja Nation? My picks of the day today are a 3-leg K-prop parlay. I'm going to take Spencer Strider for 8Ks or more, Reed Detmers for 6Ks or more, and Chris Bassett for 6Ks or more. What would your picks of the day be?